Hello. Okay, this is well not different as such. I am going to talk about snare drums, which is no different at all, really. But these aren't Craviosos. They're not from Donette, um, and there's two of them, albeit they're the same, virtually the same drum. So I got these actually separately, and they are actually slightly different. So I will grab one. Now this probably won't come up too clearly on the video, or at least well it might do. But I don't know if you can sort of maybe see the shell on that, the actual sort of texture of the shell. Maybe not. It's reflecting because there's a light right just behind the camera here. But this is either, depending on your viewpoint, either a prototype Acrolite or a first generation Acrolite. And I got this one. I just want to check actually now. Yeah. I can't actually remember. It's terrible, isn't it? This is the other one. Now there are actually, it's the same basic shell, but there's one sort of notable difference which you won't be able to see from there, but I can very much assure you. These are aluminium hoops, which are original to the drum. These drums originally came with alley hoops, and the reason why they were swapped out, because or at least my understanding anyway, is that because aluminium is a softer metal, they were dented very easily, and they just basically used to sort of cave a little bit. So I can't actually remember which one I got first now. I think it was actually probably this one that I got first. The other one here, which I'll go over in a minute, has actually got steel hoops on, so they're fairly standard triple flanged ones. If it is this one which I got first, I mean, it's by the by, really. They are the same basic drum. You've got the, is it the P83 strainer? I can never remember. I'm not very up on the vintage stuff anymore, but it's either 83 or 85 strainer. You've got the good old classic lugs there. I mean, it is basically an Acrolite. It's the same as the Acrolite here. That's what every person needs, is 3 Acrolites in their life. This is the drum I actually take out and play if I'm going to take the Acrolites out. So this is a 1967 Acrolite with the much more easily recognisable sort of grey aluminium coloured finish, and this is the one that lasted for a while, and then they changed it to the Blackrolite with the black finish, and now I think it's gone back to this sort of colour again. But as I said, this is a 67, and it's got a white muffler in there. Again, hopefully that will see. There you go. So there's a white muffler in there, and it's also got the date stamp in there, and there's a serial number on the badge. That's why I know it's a 67. These two have both got, actually I'm pretty, from memory, this has got a red in it. This has certainly got a red muffler. Should be able to see from there. Now, this doesn't have a serial number on it, and the 400, which I have, one of the 400s I have behind me, is a pre-serial, and that has a red muffler as well. So the red muffler are the earlier ones. I think this was about 1959, 1960. Said it's been a long time since I had a real interest in the vintage stuff, so my memory's gone a little bit hazy. I could look it up, but you know. But anyway, This this is actually a very light drum, as I will now demonstrate by holding it up with my little finger. It's that light. It's not really that much of a strain on it either. It's just a very, very light drum. If you've never come across these before, that's the edge there, which is basically it's a straight edge. So there's no, it's a rounded edge, but it's not a bent over edge like. Again, we get this one up. That's your standard sort of Ludwig bent over edge, 400 style sort of thing. So that's why these are sort of slightly different. Now this has got pearl wires on it. I've got a feeling this actually came with original Luddy wires, like this one has, which are like that. Hopefully that's coming through. I've probably still got them actually up there. I've got a box up there with loads of different snare wires on it. I'm pretty sure I got some of these in here. It's got a Ludwig-Musser head on it. There, it's actually a white head, which is quite old. And again, it's a coated, or used to be a coated. It says actually it's an orchestral batter on there, so I don't quite know. There you go. I don't think you can see that. There you go. But again, same sort of strainer, everything else, except main difference really is the hoops, which aren't original. Now I got one of these. I think it was this one. I'm going to say it's this one anyway. What the hell? You're never going to know. I got this one from a guy who I met a long time ago now. I think it was through doing some research on a piece I did actually on the 400 and the Acrolite and the 402. So that must have been probably 12, 13, 14 years ago. I did that, and I found this guy who was over in St Albans, and I remember going to his place for some reason. I can't for the life of me think why now. And I went up to his place and met with him and had a chat, and he was showing me. I think he actually showed me this drum because he was in the middle of doing it up. I think what he did, he was basically pieced it all together and did it up. And subsequently, a while later, I've lost touch with him now actually, but subsequently, a little bit later, he contacted me to say he was selling it. And did I want to buy it? So I think I probably paid him 200 quid for it. I think that'd be about right. It's probably the going rate for the things as well. This one's, in terms of a gigging sense, this is probably more usable than that one, simply because this has got steel hoops on it. I have played it. I can't remember. I'm sure I have possibly used it in rehearsals and stuff many years ago. I haven't gigged it, I don't think, because I hit harder when I gig. This one I got. In fact, this will have been the one that I got second. Actually, I put it's got Remo coated ambassador on the top, ambassador snare on the bottom, and I said it's got pearl wires on it. I got this one from a fellow who lives fairly locally. Someone put me in touch with him. He was actually selling a gold Heyman kit. If you're on the Facebook page watching this, you probably will have seen some photos of that gold Heyman kit fairly recently. I used it a couple of months back on a gig I did. I got that kit and this snare drum and basically some hardware from a fella who'd stopped playing. He had owned the kit from new. I think it's early 70s gold ingot Heyman. And he'd also had this snare drum, which was, I think, second hand when he got. Well, it would have been second hand when he got it. but he said he toured all over Europe with it and stuff. And I got the whole kit, this snare drum and the hardware, which I subsequently ditched for 250 quid, which was a steal, really. I mean, it needed the kit needed tidying up, and this needed tidying up as well. But I did actually hear something back again via the guy who was the intermediary a little while later, saying, would I sell him back the snare drum? And I'm like, well, no, because I want to keep it. But yeah, I'll do sound files. I'll do sound files of both of them as is. They kind of got a thin sort of sound to them. The only other difference, actually, what I remember is you can tell a first generation. We'll call them first generation. First generation Acrolite are notable for several reasons. First of all, the finish. As I said, you won't probably be able to see it. I'll give it a go. Probably won't be able to see it, or you might be able to just see. It's not quite a directly reflective surface there. It's a sort of a pitted finish. But there's that. You've got the muffler inside, which, as I said, is red, and also, again, you should be able to see just there with my fingers pointing, there is a metal plate, and that's basically welded. Well, it's welded where the seam on the drum is, basically. Obviously, on normal Acrolite, if you've seen those, it's I think it's a sponge shell. There's no welded plate or anything. That's how you can tell it's a prototype Acrolite. Sorry, first generation Acrolite. If you've never seen that before, these the figure of 200 always came up with these. If you go and put in prototype or first generation Acrolite into Google, or certainly look on the forums and stuff, drumforum.org. There's a lot of knowledgeable guys on there. The figure of 200 always seem to come up with these, and certainly when they come up on eBay, the figure of 200, there's only 200 of these produced. That figure has been subsequently sort of questioned, shall we say. So obviously I've got 2 of them. I've seen a few more on eBay over the years. I don't really look for them, but there does seem to be quite a lot of them knocking around anyway. I did actually wonder at one point, before I started getting into the Craviotto stuff, I did actually wonder about collecting Acrolites, because they are relatively inexpensive. They have got a little bit of a sort of history, because, as I said, you've got this version down here. You've got the Black Acrolite, which was the black finish. It's gone through several incarnations over the years, so I thought maybe that'd be a bit of a cool thing. It was something I never actually really, did anything about. But I do have the 3. I never get rid of them. They're kind of cool. Nice little piece of sort of early drumming history. Oddly enough, almost the entire bottom shelf of the rack here is almost all of my vintage drums, really. They're all from sort of here backwards behind me, all Ludwig drums. There's a Lydian Ludwig in there, which I will do at some point, and I'm sure Mr. Kenny, if you're watching, you'll like that because it's a new era. I've got some other Leedy stuff. There's a couple of Leedy 1920s drums there as well, which are cool to have, but pretty much sound like crap. But I sort of gave up with the vintage thing, so that's really why I can't remember specifics about those details, other than what I said. But as I said, I'll do a sound file. I'll give them a quick spin on the video so you can have a better view of them. And if you've watching this on YouTube and you're not subscribed, please do, or leave any comments or whatever. Any comments on stuff you might want to see, that's always cool as well. And thank you for watching. See you next time.